Today we are talking about an anime that is so far out there, an anime that is filled with so many WTF moments, an anime that pushes the lewd boundary as far out there as humanly possible, and an anime that constantly swings the balance between cringe and genius level masterpiece. Oh, yes, boys and girls. Today we are looking into the crazy anime that is none other than Shimoneta. Shimoneta is a very, let's say, special anime in many ways. Like I previously mentioned, it does push the boundaries of how much raunchy lewd content can be put into an anime series. Some good, some very bad. I first saw this show about 5 years ago, and I have to say, yes, it has been one that has stuck out in my memory ever since. In fact, it ruined my fragile young mind, and, it's probably one of the main cases or causes of my weeb trash degeneracy today. And though this mental trauma did have an effect on my tiny, fragile, and once pure little brain back in the day, I still obviously haven't gotten any smarter, as I decided that it would be a sick idea just to rewatch it. And you know what? Great decision. So one of the cool things about Shimoneta for me is actually the plot of the story. So its full title is Shimoneta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes does not exist. The story takes place in a dystopian future where the Japanese government has banned all forms of lewd expression and any kind of related materials. Anything considered dirty is just straight up banned. It's basically like No Nut November, but all year around for life. Could you imagine that? Because I know a load of you guys fail like after day one. So people are forced to live in that kind of world, and it looks awful, especially because everyone is also required to wear a special collar and bracelets that can detect when certain phrases or behaviors are being used. Like, I'm the guy in my circle of friends who will drop the "that's what she said" joke harder than Yugi Moto playing his favorite Dark Magician card. So a world in which I cannot say that joke would be a hell I just could not imagine. But luckily there are heroes out there that are fighting for a better world full of dirty jokes. So the main character, Tanukichi Okuma, is a high school student who is pressured into joining an underground group of rebels known as Socks. It's their goal to spread lewd knowledge and expression to the masses. Our boy Okuma is initially reluctant to join the group, but soon finds himself drawn into their activities and the beautiful world of dirty jokes. Alongside the leader of Socks in Ayame Kajo, as well as the other members, he goes out on some pretty crazy and straight out insane missions to spread lewd material and, more importantly, information about the topic, because the kids in this version of modest Japan have been made so pure that they don't even know how babies are made. Like, you just hold hands. It's simple. Come on. Hand holding. So it's basically the importance of freedom of expression and cancelling censorship. And us weebs do not like censorship. No. It is the form of rebellion and terrorism through the warfare of dirty jokes. Shimoneta for me personally has a wonderful set of characters that really do add to the, let's say, charm of the series. And now I'm fairly confident that there are most likely two things that people would have heard of from this show without actually seeing the series. The first being this picture of the girl wearing the panties over her face, and the second, we'll touch on that one a little bit later. So the first one, our panty-wearing hero is without question the waifu of the show, and probably one of the greatest waifu to ever grace the world of anime. That is none other than Ayame, also known by her alias of Blue Snow. She is the leader of the terrorist group Socks, and does this chick love to express herself? Like, even in dire circumstances, Ayame just loves to crack dirty jokes and will do so whenever possible. I mean, sure, that's not to say that she is never serious, rather, it simply indicates that she enjoys dirty jokes so much that she will use them whenever. And who can blame her? Like I mentioned, I'll slip in a "that's what she said" in any given opportunity. She's just such a bold character and stands out like immediately. It's her freedom to express herself in any given circumstance. So love at first sight, really. Then there is the main protag, Okuma. He's literally just your standard everyday male protagonist you'll find in any anime, but he does have moments that literally killed me. His facial expressions were also very well delivered, as believe me, this guy is put in all sorts of freaky and insane situations throughout the show. So generic as he is, I liked him a lot. He was awesome. So, remember how I said earlier that there were two things you would have heard of before watching this show? Yeah, the first being the panty-wearing IMA, but the second is probably one of the most cursed and life-changing, in a bad way, kind of things like I've ever heard. And yeah, that is none other than the term love nectar. Love nectar. Why? Oh man, honestly, if you haven't heard of or know the term, then don't do it, man. Stay pure. Stay as pure as you can. Never leave that state of 100% pure, please. So yeah, love nectar. This all comes courtesy of the character Anna. And man, where to start with this chick? You know, one, because she is literally freaking insane, and two, because of the mammoth quest-like task of trying to keep this video monetized now that she is the topic. Anyway, when we first meet Anna, she is a respectable young woman who is pure of heart. She's the leader of the student committee and is a woman of grace, dignity, and pure innocence. However, that all goes south quicker than you can say the full title of this show when she shares her first kiss accidentally with our boy Okuma. Anna becomes this extreme horn dog with absolute no limits. A girl so thirsty that she goes to the most insane lengths to fulfill her own lewd desires with her dear Mr. Okuma. Like, seriously, get this girl a leash or something. There were just too many times where I feared so bad for Okuma, and to be honest, a lot of the scenes were like with her hunting him down and of course eventually capturing Okuma were very, very borderline not cool. So yeah, to say that this girl is crazy would be the understatement of the century. Not only does this girl produce obscene amounts of what she calls her love nectar, but she also puts this stuff in cookies for Okuma to eat. Like, not just that, but she also bottled that stuff up in order for him to drink it. And like sometimes she just gave it to him straight from the source. That poor human being, man. Love nectar. Ew. She also has this really insane Hulk level strength that just terrifies me even more. Like, WTF, honestly. Like, she's just so crazy and so strong. Honestly, Okuma never ever stood a chance against this crazy mega B-Heart. Like, honestly, like, you know that age-old question, like, oh, who could beat Goku? Anna, man. Anna and her love nectar would beat Goku. Horrible image. Then we have the lolly of the show, because I know you guys love the lollies. And that's in the character of Sayotome. Like, I've got to say, man, her character is really great and honestly one of the most fun to watch in this series. She's basically a really good artist, but she's suffering from artist or creative block. However, after becoming consumed by the world of lewd, thanks to none other than Socks, the creative block is lifted and she turns into this mass hentai creating machine. It's insane. This mini maniac moves at 1,000,000 miles a second, not only in, you know, creating her art, but also in her speech, which has led to so many great moments involving her in the show. There is also Kosari, whose hair is shaped like that of a literal... Her character was okay, I guess. I didn't like her as much as the others, and I to be honest, I mainly found her annoying, but I guess she did have her odd moment that would make me chuckle a bit. Final character worth mentioning is Hyoka. I mean, Hyoka is just such a vibe, man. Just look at her. Whenever I saw her character, I just understood the mood she was giving off. So she's a scientist desperately trying to put together the mystery of how babies are made through the act she refers to as body melding. If she was watching this video though, she'd know holding hands is how we make babies. She had so many great moments in the show, and you knew the scene was always going to be killer whenever she was involved in it. So yeah, Shimoneta is a series that is just straight up weird and frankly stupid, but that's the charm of the show, and for me, what makes it great. The humor of the show is, you know, for me, absolutely spot on most of the time, and they will always find a way to throw in the most absurd innuendos. Some of it does become a bit repetitive, as it's mainly just throwing in dirty words to any given sentence, so you can get a little bit used to it, but every now and then one will just slip through the crack. See what I did there? I just did a dirty joke myself. And catches you off guard, so you have no choice other than to laugh. Plus, who doesn't love a dirty joke, right? Of course, the show can get extremely wild at times, to which I could say is basically any scene involving Anna, because man, did they go all out on her character and scenes. But strangely, the show does have an actual message behind it, which is the freedom to express yourself and to get rid of censorship, like I had mentioned earlier. And if I know you guys right, I know this is the message you want to get behind. Did that other one work as a dirty joke? I don't know. I tried. Shimoneta is absolutely one of the most bizarre anime experiences I have had, but you know, it managed to hold my interest throughout. Fan service can be hit or miss due to the way that it can be implemented in anime, but Shimoneta is just so obviously blatant about it and uses its premise to its full potential. Shimoneta's visuals are pretty good for its time. The voice acting was definitely spot on, and it has a great soundtrack with, you know, some pretty awesome opening and ending themes. So yeah, I strongly recommend the show. Go check it out. And while you wait for the next video to drop, why not check out this video where I talk about my first impressions of the lewd INNOCENCE anime that dropped this winter 2023 season, as a lot of you are probably into that kind of thing if you're watching this video on Shimoneta. I see you. But guys, as always, you take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Peace, peace.